I'm Patrick. I'm 24 years old. I'm from America and I study law here in Thailand.
What's up guys, welcome back to Live Travel Asia. So on my channel, one of the most frequent comments I get is that people think I'm only having a good life out here in Thailand because I came with a lot of money or I have like rich parents or something. But today I'm gonna go ahead and introduce you a friend of mine who is actually the person that introduced me to my English speaking job. I want to go ahead and share his story with you because I thought it would be very inspirational and it would give you another aspect of another person's life out here in Thailand and how they're trying to make ends meet and how they're trying to succeed.
Yeah, my name is Patrick Luke. I am 24 years old and I've been living in Thailand for 4 years now. Mainly I study international business law at Thammasat University and I also teach online English. If I have a morning class, I will wake up at 7 or 7:30, make coffee, watch YouTube while I drink my coffee, take a shower, get dressed, and then I'm on my way to BTS where I live. Once I get on the BTS, I might take a few trains because everyone's going to work, so I might have to wait for 3 trains to pass by to get on a train. Probably about like a 40-minute train ride to Ratchathewi BTS station because my university is not close to any train station. And then I use Grab application to get Grab taxi. Might take about 30 or 40 minutes, and that might cost anywhere from 80 to 100 baht. It depends on the traffic at that particular time. So my classes in the morning always start at 9:30 and they always last 3 hours with a break at the 2-hour mark. And then there's a lunch break and then there's an afternoon class, usually 1:30 or 1, 2 hours and then a break and then another hour. And then that's it. And I usually share a taxi ride with one of my friends. And then once I get home, if I don't have homework to do or I have to read something sometimes, I just play PlayStation. The rent and the bills, daily living expenses, yeah, but for the tuition part, I have a college fund my parents put money into. I just use that to pay for my tuition. In Thailand, there's a big difference between private school and government schools because my first year here, I studied at Bangkok University, which is a private university, and the process was very easy. I applied in June or July, and I just started in August. All I had to do was fill out the form and pay, and then once I paid, they gave me registration papers and stuff, and that's it. For Thammasat, a government school, I had to take an entrance exam a year before I passed the exam. I had to do an interview process, and I got accepted. I had to make a deposit, and then after the deposit, I had to go get paperwork to go to the Ministry of Education to verify I went to high school in America, then just pay and register for classes. So it's a long process for government schools because it's the government. Oh, massive, yeah. At Bangkok University, the first semester was a bit expensive because it incurs a lot of fees, like registration fees, so that was probably like 30,000 baht. But then after that, you could probably get it down to like 20 or 15, depending on how many classes. That's per semester. Thammasat, however, because it's like a top government school and it's law and I'm a foreigner, I have to pay about 100,000 baht a semester. It's way more expensive at government. Well, when I first came here, I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do. Just wanted to study something, so I picked marketing. And Bangkok University was pretty cheap. It was easy to get into it. And then when I was studying politics class, I realized, actually, I've always liked this stuff and I've always been fascinated by it, so why not just study it? So I found out that Thammasat University has an international law degree, an LLB, so I just applied to that. You know, if I was here and I don't know what major to pick and I just want to study something. Or maybe you want to study marketing and you're not too particular which university, then I would probably go the private one. It's cheaper. I think the paperwork and everything's faster. That university was right next to BTS too. However, for law, Thammasat is the best in Thailand. But I'm not paying like 12 grand a semester like I would in America. So either way, I'm happy about it. I'm not gonna complain. You know, where I'm from is a pretty small town, And if I went and studied there, I wouldn't get any international exposure like I do here. Like I have friends from China, from Canada, from Singapore, of course Thai, and I think you can just make a lot more connections here. And when I do internships for big international companies. You just get more experience than if I went to some generic university in America. And I'm not paying through the roof to go to some run-of-the-mill university there. So I definitely like the opportunity and the prospects of studying here.
All right, man. It seems like we're running late, so we'll go ahead and take off. And then let me ask you a little bit more questions about your experiences and what else you might be doing at the university. So as far as other majors, what are the popular majors that international students study, and is it relatively easy to find a job in Thailand or Asia after you graduate?
When I studied at the private university, Bangkok University, the most popular was marketing and tourism management. Here at Thammasat, there's not a lot of foreigners or other international students, but I see the most in economics. And as for job prospects in Asia, since I'm still a student, I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think it doesn't hurt your chances at all, especially if you study in Bangkok. Your employers here know the universities and they might have gone to the university as well. And they probably appreciate that someone who studied here for like 4 years wants to keep working here, so it might show them that you're willing to live here.
You're not really worried, are you?
Nah, not that worried. Just kind of like normal jobs like in America, like you want to be a banker. Well, you're going to have to apply like a lot of places and you're probably going to get rejected by banks, you know? Just kind of a trial and error. Same thing here, but I don't think studying here puts you at any disadvantage.
Have you seen any international students that graduated here, and do they really seem to be having trouble finding jobs or no?
So I'm like the only Westerner in this faculty, and this faculty is only 5 years old. It's only existed for 5 years, 6 years. So I know one Chinese student. He's from Taiwan. I don't know. Get into that issue. But he could work here at a law firm, but it was a Chinese law firm. So and then now he studies in New York. But as for like Western, I do have one Canadian friend I study with here. He kind of studies part-time and he works at an intellectual property firm.
You're saying that actually your degree is easily transferable to work in America. Could you explain that?
So I'm studying law here. I could be a lawyer here, but let's say I want to go back to America and be a lawyer there. I have to study the Juris Doctor JD degree. So you need to have a bachelor, and it doesn't really matter like what exactly you studied before. So you just need a bachelor. So I can study the bachelor here, and then, you know, I don't have to be in a lot of debt like I would at an American university for an undergraduate degree. So I can go to America and study the JD with like coming in with like no student loan debt. And then the employers or law firms in America will see not that I studied in Thammasat, but that I studied at law school in America.
So I know you have possibly the most interesting story in how you met your girlfriend and ended up in Thailand. Would you mind sharing that story with our viewers? And do you think you'd still want to live in Thailand and pursue a college degree here, even if it wasn't for your girlfriend, knowing what you do now?
Yeah, it's a weird story. So I was a wildland firefighter, so you know I worked like 6 months for the state, and then you get 6 months off because there's no more fire, right? So around like it was like August, so I had 2 more months to work. I randomly got this Facebook friend invite from a girl in Thailand, and I was thinking, who do I know in Thailand? So I added her, and like I accepted it and started messaging her like, oh, how do I know you? Like, I never really get random friend invites like this. Yeah, we just started talking, and she said she did it on mistake, so I was like, hey, whatever. But she seemed cool, and like we kind of clicked. So we just talked like normal friends for like 6 months. And then since I had so much time off from my firefighting job, I just got a passport like while I was working. So I was like, why not go to Thailand? It's better than any other place, I guess. So I went to Thailand, I met that girl, she showed me around, it was really cool. I don't know, we just really liked each other, we kind of like fell for each other, and I came back for America for a little bit, and then I just worked and stayed in America for about 3 more months, and then moved here in 2015.
So I mean, a lot of people who hear that story, even me when I first heard it, might think that that was a very impulsive decision. I mean, do you think you just got lucky, or do you think anybody coming out here is not really gonna have much of a different experience?
Yeah, I think I'm definitely lucky. It's not like that is a normal thing. I can see that it's not a normal thing, and I don't know, like it's like when you meet someone and you just like can't stop talking to them, like you have some connection. I don't know how to explain it, but I just knew it was different and I couldn't really explain it. So I just trusted and just opened myself to opportunities.
Would you recommend other guys just come out here and meet a random girl and start dating them?
Probably
what
not.
You know?
No, probably not. I'm just extremely lucky. Like I have other friends that, yeah.
Other than finding like your perfect soulmate and that being lucky, do you think anything else about your life here is luck?
You know, in America, I was just like a firefighter. I didn't really have any like goal or aspiration, or I didn't know what I was going to do in the future. But so when I came here, like because education is pretty good here and cheaper, you know, it opened the door for me to go back to school. You know, just by doing that, I found out, just by taking classes at that private university, that I really like law, or I want to get more into it. So then it allowed me to come here. And now that I'm here, I feel like all those choices I made, you know, to get out of like my comfort zone, take the opportunities when I get it, I think now I'm in an even better position to like accelerate, you know, improve my life more, because I can get a law degree and be a lawyer here, or I can go do it in America. So I think, you know, all those chances I took before are paying off now.
All right, guys, so hope you enjoyed this interview. It was a bit rushed because Patrick is super busy. He's teaching online, plus he has to attend and get his law degree full time. So I really want to thank him for taking some time out of his life to share his story, because I think this is valuable. And yeah, to just sum it up, even I myself, it's really hard to decide. I mean, would I have done something differently? Well, knowing what I know now, maybe, but I also know that the best thing I could have done is just have made that decision, because it opened up my mind to other ideas that I wouldn't have if I was in the States. And I think that's pretty much how Patrick feels. And you know, through his sharing of experiences, I realized that I actually feel a little better about myself, because people say like I made a rash decision to come out at my age, but this guy is super young, had no money, and I'm so amazed. Like, he inspires me, you know. I'm not gonna say everyone's gonna succeed out here, but I mean, I talked to this guy, and I wish I came out here when I was younger too. I feel like actually there's even less to lose, because you're gonna get into student loan debt anyway if you're from the States. So it might as well be little and be exposed to like new, interesting places, new ideas, and interesting people. So thank you so much. And I'm not going to say he's going to answer more questions, but we might meet with him later in the future. Just if I missed something, you know, comment below. And if this is your first time, go ahead and subscribe, and you know, tune in for more videos like this. And if you're existing viewers, also let me know if there's other kinds of expat lives that you're interested in, and if you're an expat that's living out here that also has like a, you know, inspirational story, or maybe even one of a horror story. I'm actually you know, there are people out there that have horror stories. I'd be willing to share that. You know, please comment below and then contact me. And I wanted to do this series to give you guys a different perspective. So whatever the case, hope to see you guys again next week for more vlogs about living and traveling in Asia.
I'm Patrick, I'm 24, and I'm from America, and I study law here. Why is this so hard to do? It's really easy. I think it's easier than the other visas. I'm pretty sure it's only for language school. So this is the government 4-year university. And it says that on your paperwork that the school gives you. This student is studying a 4-year degree. He will finish, you know, the spring semester of 2020, blah, blah, blah. But you still have to go every year to renew it. pretty straightforward. And it's the same at private and government schools too. Although at Bangkok University, they gave me the immigration forms, but at the government, I have to go to each office and get the paper myself. And it's my responsibility to do it, but then you just have to go to immigration and you pay about 2,000 baht to renew it or get it, and then that lasts 1 year. And then you just keep renewing it until you graduate. Like when I graduate, it'll be 5 years, right? I always wonder, like, are they gonna ask, oh, like, you haven't graduated yet? Like, it's been 5 years, what are you doing?
If you could do it all over again, I know you said you would still do it, but is there anything you'd do differently?
The thing I would do differently, other than I wish I started here a year earlier, so I would be graduating already, but other than that, living situation, so I went from like apartment to condo because I wanted to live in a cheap place. So I got an apartment, which in Thailand is like a box, like a hotel room. You cannot have your own internet or cable, and the room is very small, and I thought that would be fine. Turns out I did that for a year, and I know I kind of wasted a year living there. And then I finally realized if you live in what they call a condo here, which is more like an apartment in America, just a little bit more expensive, but you know, you get your own internet, cable, usually the facilities are way nicer. So if I could do it again, I would just choose to live in the condo from the very beginning and like not have all the hassle.
But as far as your ability to make a living out here and just sort of be able to teach English and with a minimal amount of money, be able to put yourself, you know, through college with the savings funds. I mean, do you think that's really difficult?
Yeah, some months it's difficult, right? Because I will have a month full of exams and I can't work. So then the next month, you know, it's kind of like living paycheck to paycheck for a while. But I think it's comparable to what American students might have as an undergraduate when they just receive money from their parents or they have to work that part-time job. I think it's comparable to that, and the standard of, or the cost of living in Bangkok or Thailand is a little bit cheaper, so you know, your money goes farther. I think, yeah, I would recommend to other people if they want to come here and study full time.
Thanks again guys for checking out this video. If this is your first time, be sure to check out our channel for more vlogs released Saturdays and our longer discussion and walking videos released Wednesdays. I've color-coded our main vlogs with the black sidebars as opposed to our longer form discussion or walking videos with pink or no sidebars for your convenience. Be sure to also check out our Facebook and Instagram pages to keep up to date and communicate with us, and remember, we also have our second channel, Traveling Asia, that's dedicated to our international travels as well.